is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Warning, this show contains childish adult content and is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. The views spoken are ours and ours alone, not those of any other bugger. If you're easily offended, we strongly suggest finding another podcast. Everybody neat and pretty, then on with the show. Calm down. Thank you very much. Yes, welcome back to The Mouse's Head. It's been a long time. It is Series 3, Episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. 1A, 1B.
Something like that.
1A, 1B. We had some people phone in, and now we're on Episode 3 of Season 3. Oh, it's a bit like Game of Thrones. Hello, everyone. I'm Paul.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Paul. D.
And joining us in the bar again. He's welcome back anytime. It's our resident tinkler of the ivories. It's Tom Ameen.
Hello. Thank you for having me back. It's awesome to be here.
It's glad that you can find some time in your schedule to join us.
Not a problem. I love being here. I just got to pop a drink now, huh?
Well, yeah, we do. You know our schedule more than we do because we're doing this so irregularly now, which is bad of us. But I guess the start is, gentlemen, I don't know, I've forgotten. Do we do the drink first or do we do the how to contact us first?
Oh, because that's so important.
Yeah, we do the drink first, don't
we?
Yes. Gentlemen, what are we drinking?
Go on, Tom.
Well, you know I'm not that big of a drinker, but you know I love my limoncello. So I just had to pour myself a little shot glass full of that.
Good stuff.
Not too much. We don't want to miss the keys.
Exactly, that would be bad.
I was about to go down. There was a British comedian from many years ago now called a pair of Morecambe and Wise, and Eric Morecambe didn't play the piano very well either.
I drink limoncello very well.
No,
right.
I don't know. I'll have to find some sort of web. Yeah, go on, Nick. Carry on.
So because as we're recording this, it is day before Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to our American listeners and of course Tom.
If it goes according to schedule, by the time you hear this, it's the day after Christmas.
1 minute. It'll be Christmas special. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody.
Exactly.
So in lieu of that, I got America's finest beer, which is of course the king of beer, Budweiser. Now, before anyone groans, we all know it's not actually decent beer, but it is nonetheless we associate with America. So bottoms up.
There you go. They'll love it.
There you go, Mr. D. This pre-Thanksgiving evening.
No, I'm sorry, I've not gone down the American route. Should have done, but the butler. Everybody knows this is England, so we've all got butlers. The butler didn't get me any beer in tonight.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I've had to go down to the cellar and resort to the old Scottish liqueur, having a little Gleba.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find any Bud Light with lime. I keep hearing all about it from Nick. So I found Carlsberg Citrus, which I think is very similar.
Yeah.
So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Should anyone, because this completely hasn't got any Disney theme to it whatsoever, has it now? What happened to that? Please, someone suggest more Disney beers that we can find easily. How do they do that?
Well, if they have got suggestions, they can visit our website, which I believe is still www.disafterdark.com, or they can email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
And we're still on Twitter at Disafterdark, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Disafterdark. And I believe you can still find us on nicechat.com.
They can indeed, and Instagram. Oh, sorry, that went down the wrong way.
Oh, I heard that go down the wrong way.
Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, other stuff.
Bebo, MySpace, Teletext.
Yeah, and you can download our
Spectrum.
podcast from iTunes. And incidentally, iTunes is a good place to find other things to listen to.
Oh, segue!
Isn't it, Tom?
It really is, believe it or not.
And what's the latest thing we should be downloading from iTunes?
It should be, if you're so inclined. I have a new album out. It's been out for a little bit, but it's been going pretty well. It's called Magical Moments 2, The Magic Continues. So it's kind of like an extension of my first Magical Moments album that I did last year, full of all kinds of fun Disney treats that I really wanted to put together and mix it up a bit for this one. So it's pretty good. I'm happy with how it turned out. There's something for everyone on it. There's, things from Let It Go, of course. Had to put that one on there, right? To the Mickey Mouse Club March. There's a Winnie the Pooh theme. I even did Soarin' Over California, which was it's a really requested song. And I had a ball doing that. It was awesome.
It is fantastic. As always, it's and thank you very much for our theme tune.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Just for record, that genuinely was you doing it for us, wasn't it?
That was me doing it.
Yeah, fantastic. It's brilliant. Thank you very
Cheers
much for
theme.
that.
Yeah, and when I play that out, when I go to play it like private parties and stuff, I'll play that. And as soon as you start that first dun da 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 da, da, everyone knows that. It's hilarious. Everyone goes cheers. It's fun.
So Tom, I have to ask. Obviously, you've already released one excellent album before this one, and as you pointed out, it was called Magical Moments. So when it came to call the second one and to think of an album title, did it take you long to think about maybe just calling it the same again but with a 2?
Exactly. Well,
it's inspired marketing, if you ask me.
Oh, come on. Led Zeppelin were doing it years ago.
I know. It's funny.
It leaves you a real problem.
It
leaves you a real problem for the next one. Don't know where he's going to go.
Very creative. Yeah, well, I did. The first album was called Piano and Pixie Dust, which I thought was kind of cute. Then when I did Magical Moments, then I thought for this third one, because I thought, let's do something different. I'm trying to think of a name, but I thought, you know what? Why not just call it Magical Moments 2, The Magic Continues, because it's still, I could have kind of pictured all of this as one album, like a double disc set or something, So if there were CDs, but there aren't. Yeah. But so that's what I thought I'd do.
CDs, I thought a double album came in a big 12-inch cardboard sleeve with 2 copies of War of the Worlds on each side.
Exactly.
I get mine on Betamax. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Or Laserdisc. Remember Laserdisc?
Oh man.
I still see those from time to time, and they are ridiculously huge, actually.
Yeah, but those were like the big thing then. That we just think. I remember when those first came out, I was like, "Wow, this is so cool."
Now I didn't get to see your press release, but I heard a rumor. Is Magical Moments 2 available on minidisc?
It is not available on minidisc. Sorry.
Tragic.
We have to correct that right now.
Okay, I'll check the blurb just in case it was me misreading it. But I don't want people to go into their local record store and ask for it on minidisc and be left disappointed.
Right, exactly.
What
record?
Yeah, I was going to say. Someone take over.
So what led you to the? I mean, obviously you said that Soaring Over California was the one that had always been requested. So obviously you've gone for things that you yourself like, or is this more a selection of songs that people have asked you to record?
It's actually a bit of both, because when I was I knew there were certain things that I wanted to record and do on the album, but I also wanted to get ideas from the fans and from people that listen. So I put out like a Twitter and a Facebook post. This was like a month or two before the album. Said, what song we guys like to hear? So I took the ones that were the most popular. Soarin' was a really big one. That was a good one. But the other one, I can't remember if it was Spectromagic or When You Imagine. There were a couple like that weren't that as well known. Well, Spectromagic's well known, but the When You Imagine from the Fantasy Suite Parade, I believe that was like some kind of parade in Magic Kingdom. I think like 10 years ago. I'm not sure, but I have that music, like I have the CD, and I loved it. I'm like, that would be a great song, you know. And I also wanted to do Wishes because the Wishes, I combined that with When You Wish Upon a Star. I think I thought that would be cute, you know, to do together. But I wanted to do Wishes because the first time I saw Wishes was here at Disneyland, and I was so impressed. The show was so awesome. It totally felt like I was back at Disney World. I mean, the production value was so good. And then when I went to see the Wishes in Magic Kingdom, I have to tell you, I didn't like it as well. They did some really fun stuff here at Disneyland. So I wanted to put that song on there because I really fell in love with that theme as well.
And I think with especially with things like that, it's often things tied to that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it's the memories that those things kind of revoke, really, because you know, I love Wishes, and
Yeah.
you know, I proposed to my ex-girlfriend, now my wife, at the end of Wishes.
Oh my God, you said it that way around.
And
Yeah, don't get that mixed up.
because she can't be my girlfriend anymore, so she's
Yeah.
you know.
Technically,
Um,
Yeah.
and then when we went back for our honeymoon, we had a meal at the California Grill and watched it out on the balcony there.
Oh,
So
nice.
Wishes is always something that brings back good memories, and you know, everyone will have their own kind of stories like that, or things that, you know, when they hear. I mean, I think it's just, if I could say the Disney parks, really, that there's just certain bits of music that just bring back all these memories.
Absolutely.
That makes them so special.
I agree. I mean, for everyone, I mean, myself included, that's why when I hear these songs, it just brings me right back, you know, to the first time I went, even, or, you know, if it was as a young adult or going as adult with friends, all these songs, like when I hear Soarin', it just brings me right to that ride. I mean, there, you know, there's nothing you can't do, you know, that's what the music's supposed to do, I guess, but it just brings you right there to that feeling of all the hang gliding over California. I mean, it's beautiful stuff. So I definitely wanted to get those in there, and I wanted to put in some other Disney stuff that I liked, like the Peter Pan, You Can Fly. Always loved that song. I always loved So This Is Love. I believe that's from Sleeping Beauty. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. Sleeping Beauty.
That's I've always loved that song, so I wanted to
God,
kind
one
of
of
put
us
that
is
in there. Right? I know. And I wanted to do a really unique version of Zippity Doo Dah, which I think I succeeded in. I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty cool.
Well, who would have thought to have included a kazoo? I mean, inspired work.
Right. Exactly.
I know you didn't, but maybe for the next album, you know,
Yeah.
just something to maybe think of. I can play the kazoo quite well, so if you're, you know,
Really?
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind.
I'm a little rusty, but you know, I'm sure with a
Okay.
little bit of practice, I'll find my mojo again, and
Okay.
you know, I'll fly out.
I
Bit of studio time, and
go for it.
In fact, I'm now going to take you up on that offer, and I'm going to make you record an entire Magical Moments album specifically for Disafterdark of Disney songs played on a kazoo, Mr. Branch.
well,
Accompanying the pub singer
yeah.
on the
oh,
kazoo.
can you imagine him on the vocal?
Yeah. We'll call it Tragical Moments.
You know what? I'm going to call it Tragical Moments 4
Yeah.
in honour. In honour
There.
of that. Now,
Love
this
it.
is not to push you, Tom, at all, because the second album's only, you know, well, it's not just come out; it's been out for a couple of months now. But
Unless
you
we
know,
pretend we recorded months ago.
it's just come out,
Just
or
released.
actually, by the time this comes out, it's been almost a year since the new album. But no,
Everyone's a critic.
but you know, artists are constantly thinking of the next thing. You know, not every artist, granted, but most artists are there. They've done the album. They're now thinking ahead as to what to do next. Has that process already started with you?
It already has, believe it or not. Yes, there is a new project I want to do. This will probably be the last Disney album for a while, just for a little bit. I mean, I've done 3 in a row. I've loved it, and I could record Disney music for the rest of my life. I mean, I would have...
You're going to say there's enough of a catalogue to choose. So.
Exact. So I'm going to venture a little bit different. Where the next album I want to do, there's been no official announcement yet, but there will be one, probably in like the beginning of the new year. But I'm going to do a movie themed album next.
Ooh.
So
Tom, this show will probably actually go out in the new year. So
Okay, well, there you go.
I'm joking. You can hold that. You can hold that off for something another time.
Oh man. And I want to do that. And I've always wanted to do, I think next year at some point towards the end of the year, I'm going to do a Christmas album because I've always wanted to do one. So I think I'm going to do that as well.
And do you think that would be quite traditional, like more like carols, or do you think more kind of contemporary Christmas songs that we've kind of grown up over the last 60 years with?
Yeah, I think it's going to be more contemporary because what I'd like to do is put some contemporary spins on some of the classics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'd like to do as well. So I don't know. We'll see. I have some ideas, going around in my head, but I love the Disney stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's so much more I want to record, but I'm going to do a new project now in the new year that I think is going to be really fun. I'm excited about it. It does tie into, by the way.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
It does. Yes, it is Disney related.
Well, I think if you are thinking for things already for Christmas, for the Christmas album, I think all of us at After Dark, and I am speaking on behalf of the other polls as well, to be fair, but I think we can all agree we're massive fans of Christmas rapping by Mel and Kim and also Girls Aloud at some point. So maybe not one you're familiar with, but one, I'm sure once you hear it, you'll go, I need to put the Tom spin on it.
Really? I gotta look this up.
Yeah. I'll send you a link. We'll send you a link.
Yeah,
a link.
A link's the only way of doing it. It's not worth Googling for.
Oh, come on. That's my childhood right there. You're Joshua Gillespie all over.
We may as well say, listen to the darkness.
Like,
the bells ring out for Christmas.
You know what? I can hear that on the piano.
Yeah, rock classics.
It's not it's not the most absurd suggestion you've ever come up with.
No, because I have come up with some very absurd suggestions before that. Tom, random question.
Sure.
If you were to, because we know, we kind of interrupt your day of playing in an actual bar properly for money rather than turning up in hours. If you were to end up in a dueling pianos bar, have you got any musician that you'd like to work opposite?
Oh, that's wow. Okay, I have a couple answers for this. First of all,
he knows one person plays the kazoo, so
yeah, right. Well, that's always number one. But besides that, second on the list, because the kazoo is amazing. It's got great range, great dynamic. I mean, it's amazing. But second on the list, if it was another pianist, I'd love to duet with Elton John. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be very cool. So it'd have to be dueling pianos. It would be him. And if it was, well, I was going to say John Williams because he's my favorite composer ever, but I guess it wouldn't really be dueling pianos, huh? It would be like me on the piano and him conducting something. Yeah. Or I don't know.
You'd be a bit outnumbered.
Right. But definitely Elton John. I think it would be so fun to play next to him. It would be awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite the demon on a piano.
Oh,
I went to see his $1 million piano show in Vegas a few years ago.
Oh, how was that? I haven't been there yet.
It's amazing. Like, I actually only went because we were going to see some boxing, and the fight got called off with a week to go. So we got our money back for the tickets, and Elton was playing the same night. So
the choice between two blokes beating merry hell out of each other.
Can I just point out though,
it was a diva in a wig on a piano.
It was Saturday night as well.
Excellent.
So it turned out Saturday night wasn't all right for fighting, but it was all right to see Elton John. That's true. I'm not even making it up.
They write themselves.
Yeah, they do write themselves. And yeah, so we got tickets, and my cousin goes to Vegas every year, so he'd been a few times to see him over the years. But it's a really good show, and he's very funny as well with it. And obviously he's had a few operations on his voice over the years. And they've kind of rearranged some of the orchestration to suit that, change some of the melodies and that. But in a positive way, and his voice is still, for someone his age, still really good.
That's awesome.
And puts on a good show. It's actually just come out on on DVD and Blu-ray. Because I picked up a copy as like a memento thing, and I will say it's not as good as seeing it live because it's they obviously cut bits out and whatnot. But it's good, and the piano itself is quite an interesting bit because it's all got video panels. So when he's playing songs, bits of the music video will appear on there, or other things associated with the song. It's very clever.
Wow,
yeah, it's a very good show.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I only
you need
live.
to get yourself one of them.
Exactly right. I would love to record a Disney album on that, and then they could video all the different movies that I'm playing or rides. So, like, if I'm playing Spaceship Earth, like that's the ride that would be on the videos.
Yeah,
great idea.
Yeah,
I would love that. But I should get to see that show. I'm only 4 hours from Vegas. LA is only 4 hours from there, but I just don't go there as much as I should. I'm not a gambler, and I know there's so much more to do there, but I just find myself not driving that far east.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I went, I explicitly said I'm not going there to gamble because I'm not a gambler.
Right.
I still gambled because it's hard not to. Not much. I'm not crazy. But just for a bit of fun. But I mean, I think that there's so much to do there, and so many different types of shows and entertainment that. Yeah. I mean, you could spend all your time in casinos not actually doing any gambling, and have a good time.
So true.
So I recommend.
I love.
I was just going to say, it's extended for a couple more years, so you've got time to see him if you want to.
That's cool. That's cool. I got to make a note of that. Yeah, I do have to admit, I love the Star Wars slots, the penny slots or whatever. I could sit there all day and just do those slots. And then when you hit a jackpot, like there's a big Death Star above you that spins around and everything. It's really fun.
I won some money on a Godzilla slot machine, and it was one of these things where it was 3D. Like have you seen the Game Boys with 3D? So you don't need glasses, but you look at the right angle when it comes out at you. And
yes,
I won, and Godzilla came on the screen, and the chair started shaking, and there was like smoke and stuff, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know what was going on. Just I won some money, so that was good. They like to put on a show in Vegas. I think that's for sure.
Cool. That's awesome.
So you say you're not a gambler, Tom, but you came on this show.
This is a gamble worth taking. Yeah, it's a gamble worth taking.
And he doesn't learn his lesson because this is their third appearance now. I think we've managed to get you on the show 3 times. You've not got sick of us yet, which is great for us. Yeah.
Well, I love you guys. I listen to the podcast. I mean, I do the podcasts that I've been on. I don't know if people realize, but I do listen to them. I mean, sometimes I'm a week or two behind because there's a lot I listen to, but I listen to all the podcasts. I listen to your show. It's great. I love it. And as Americans, we have a fascination with English accents and England life, and that. So we love it.
You'll love our new podcast, Tea and Crumpets After Dark, actually.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my
Tom, what's the holiday season coming up? Will you be visiting the parks during the holiday season?
I play at a restaurant 3 times a week. It's a really nice Italian jazz club. So I play there 3 nights a week, and I've met some friends there that we all love Disney. So we actually go there once a month, but not always into the park. We'll just go to like downtown Disney, walk around, eat at some of the restaurants, go shopping, that kind of thing. But we were just talking about that. We'd love to actually go into the park soon. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a trip this holiday because I love Disney during the holidays. It's just so there's something like extra magical about it to me. And just the music they play, all the decorating, how nice it is, all the treats, and like the food and the treats, that have all these holiday themes on them. I really love it. So I think I am going to be going to Disneyland this holiday season for sure.
I'm trying to remember. Just round the corner from, I want to call it Casey's Corner, but it's Coca-Cola Corner or whatever it is, at the top of Main Street. There's a piano, isn't there? Because there's a guy that plays the piano. They have a barbershop-ish kind of, piano. I think, and there's different shows there. I always stop and check him out when he's there. Have you ever been tempted, or has anyone recognised you and gone, Tom, sit down?
Go play. No, that would be a dream of mine. I'd love that. I also noticed too, excuse me, when I was looking at the new Club 33 pictures, that there's a grand piano in one of their rooms now. And I thought, oh, would I love to play in Club 33?
Yeah,
Even if it was just one time.
Oh, you've got to come to Paris then. You have to.
Oh, I'd love
Disneyland Paris. There's a restaurant up just on the left of Main Street as you walk up called Waltz. Really,
Okay.
really nice restaurant. And downstairs in the foyer of the restaurant, that's all upstairs, there is what is alleged to be Walt's own old piano.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it still plays. There's always, little kids in there where their parents waiting for the restaurant and they're just tinkling on it. And it's open and available for playing. And I think they keep it in tune. I wouldn't know. I'm tone deaf, but
No, I've heard him sing.
It'd be awesome
He is
just
tone deaf.
go down there and start playing stuff. That would be awesome.
yeah. So if you next time you come to Europe, let us know because we are going there and we are going to sit you down.
Speaking of the holiday
awesome.
season in Disneyland, in Disneyland Paris, when we have Christmas, Father Christmas also makes a visit for the duration of the Christmas period and go and see him. And he's, I consider him to be the real one. But obviously, we know that he can be in more than one place at once.
Right.
Does he come and visit Disneyland during the same period?
He does. He somehow makes time to come down to California, and
Time
he does
difference.
that.
Time difference.
8
That's what it
hours.
is.
Yeah. Well, 9 hours
That's right.
from Paris.
That's right. So he probably hits us up first, maybe. Yeah, because we're. Oh no, yeah.
No.
I think he hits up first, then go over.
Yeah, one of them. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it depends on the hour of the day. I mean, they'll take it in turns as to which one he hits up first,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Exactly.
That's good to know, though. That's good to know.
Yep, he does make a visit, and I don't know if he makes a visit in Florida. I'm not sure. I don't know. He might. I'm assuming he does.
Yeah,
I think he
again,
does.
there's a few hours difference, so there's every chance
Exactly.
he'd have time to do it, and I'm sure he wouldn't let his fans down there. So,
Exactly. Right.
It's quite funny you said about going to Disneyland and not actually hitting the parks, because I know you're not too far away from Disneyland, but I've got a friend who goes about 3 times a year, I think, to Disneyland Paris, and I think the last time she actually entered the Magic Kingdom was about 4 years ago. She literally gets a train, spends 2.5 hours in our version of downtown Disney called Disney Village, and then gets on the train back home again.
There you go.
Just because she likes the atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's what we do. We just want to have that atmosphere,
Before I
Just wanna
insult
walk
anyone's intelligence,
She doesn't listen. It's fine.
she doesn't listen.
Yeah, she doesn't listen to this.
2 hours in downtown Disney, whichever coast that happens to be on, not a problem. 2 hours in the Disney Village. What do you do for the other hour and a half?
To be fair, Tom, if you think of what downtown Disney is like, if you cut it in half and then cut it in half again and then remove a few more shops, you've got Disney Village in Paris. Apparently, it's one of the things they're looking at trying to change a bit.
Got it.
But
So it's really small.
Yeah, they've put a Starbucks and a McDonald's and a World of Disney store there now,
All right.
McDonald's has always been there.
and a Lego store now as well.
We do have a Lego store.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's quite nice is because there's no water nearby to Disney Village, in the Lego store they've got a representation of the Loch Ness monster on the wall made of Lego.
Yeah.
Because
That's
obviously they don't get to have it like they do in the other Lego stores in Disney parks. It's quite
Yeah,
cute.
I love the one I remember as a kid, the one that's in the water at in Orlando.
Yeah,
They always have that one at the Walt Disney. Yeah, I've always loved that. Yeah, that's so cool.
I've actually got the Lego toy of him. They actually did a little Lego toy of him, and ironically, you'd have thought, because the one thing that annoys me about the Lego stores at the Disney parks is the fact that they don't sell anything that's kind of exclusive.
No.
There's no Disney thing that you can't get somewhere else. And so I saw this little Loch Ness monster, and it's the same one that's in the water, and you get the same part, so it looks like it's coming out of the water and everything. And I bought it from the Lego shop in Brighton.
All right.
Yeah, it's not Orlando, not Paris, Brighton.
We when we were out there, we did do the Lego store with the girls because they're into their Lego Friends, which is the
Lego Friends.
Unfortunately, the incredibly sexist pink Lego without the little minifigs, but with actual little slightly, well, I don't want to say realistic. No, they're Lego girls basically. And yeah, we bought some Disney sets. We got a Little Mermaid and a Brave Merida set
Yes.
And I have to say that following the instructions would have made this little Merida and her castle home and squirrels and stuff and bears and yeah, not my girls. They built her a spaceship. Rock on.
Nice.
On that note, actually, I know we're not really doing a news segment, but
We will in a minute.
Are we?
Well, Tom can't be here all night.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Right.
I've got Lego news when we do.
Excellent.
I mean, actually, to be honest, it's pretty Lego news we've already done.
Well,
But where we've had so many weeks in between shows, I'll just repeat myself like an old man.
And hope no one notices.
Yeah, I'm sure someone noticed.
I just saw the Lego movie just like a week.
Isn't it?
If
I
you
know
saw-
it's a paraphrase,
It's awesome.
isn't it awesome? Yeah,
It was hilarious. I loved it. It was so funny.
yeah. So well done. So well
Yeah.
done.
I loved it when the 80s guy built the spaceship and he just kept yelling, "Spaceship! Spaceship!"
Yeah.
Whenever. It was hilarious.
I remember when I was a kid, I had a small set from that range. So I had one little spaceman, and he had a very tiny spaceship, but it wasn't the one that he had in the film. But there's so much to love about that film, and it's been really hard going into the Lego shop and seeing the play sets and not buying any because I don't have room. And I really want them. They've got in January. They're actually releasing the double-decker sofa.
Oh, wow. Get out.
Yeah, they're actually doing that
That's
as a
funny.
little set.
I can't remember what I was watching on our television the other. I think it may have been Russell Howard was going on about how ironic the film actually was, where they teach you that Lego is not just to be played with and not to be made out of the sets, and to free your imagination and make everything, and then sell the box sets of the characters and the sets.
That is true. That is true, actually, I suppose. But those guys are funny. The guys that made the Lego movie, they're just knocking everything out of the park because they also made 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
both really funny as well. They're on a roll, those guys.
Good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh dear, oh dear. So, any more questions for Tom? Should we? If we're going to pick one of your songs to play, Tom, which one should we play for us?
Let's see. How about the Soarin' Over California? How about that? That's a good one.
Let's have a little bit of soaring then.
Sounds good.
And it's at this point that I actually play it.
Wait, the kazoo's not going to do it?
Oh, where is it? If I only had more time.
Nick, find your kazoo for next show.
Look, the last time I bought a kazoo, I bought it from the Early Learning Centre, which Tom is a kind of well, it's a kid's store, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. Look,
That's not a kazoo.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, we'll edit that into the show much better.
yeah, I'll tell you what. That was brilliant, Tom. Thank you very much for that. That was great.
Well, you're quite welcome.
Excellent.
I love a bit of
Oh,
that.
actually, no. I tell you what, we haven't. Before we do lose Tom, and we can just edit this in afterwards.
Well,
can you
we're
tell
recording
people-
again now, so you may as well.
Oh, okay. I was going to say before Tom goes, he's got to get his plugs in.
Yeah.
We know it's available
yeah.
from iTunes, but that's not the only place that we can find you. So, Tom, plug away.
Sounds good. If you want to buy the album or any of my other stuff, you can find it. If you go to my new website, tomameenmusic.com, all the links are there if you go to the online store where you can buy the MP3s or physical CDs of my other stuff, but tomameenmusic.com. But it's all available on iTunes and Google Play Store and Amazon MP3s and CD Baby as well. So it's on all those websites.
Excellent. And for the really geeky amongst us that are interested, i.e. me, what instrument do you play it on?
I use, well, some of the albums are real pianos, but this Disney album, I'm using Yamaha motif keyboards with ivory sound samples. So in other words, these are like it's the top of the line piano samples that you can buy in the industry. So I use that in computers to record it.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's great. I mean, it's great.
Because I've only got a Bond 10p.
Now, I'm not sure I know what that is, but it doesn't sound very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Oh, all right then. We'll do a duet with a kazoo and a bon tempi.
Nick, what kind of kazoo have you got?
a blue one.
Oh, okay. I thought you
I
had
only-
a Stradivarius.
I
Well,
only
you know
work with
what?
red ones. Sorry, I only work with red ones. Sorry.
Well, I am actually going to go out and buy a tin one.
proper
Ooh.
one.
I'm going to go into a proper music store and buy a tin kazoo. I can afford £3.
And we want to completely live up to stereotypes, so you have to turn up with a set of bagpipes, Mr. D.
Okay.
Tom, as per usual, it's been an absolute pleasure and honour to have you on. Thank you for taking the time out to come and visit us. And
Quite welcome.
you know,
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I always enjoy talking with you guys.
no, thank you for the support. And you know, as soon as there's anything else you wish to plug, it doesn't have to be just Disney related. So don't
Cool.
worry about that. The door is always open. This pub for you.
Yeah.
And
Good.
please come back.
Thank you
And
so much.
Not saying that we're getting rid of you now, because you're welcome to hang around for.
Yeah, I probably do got to take off. But
Got to refresh yourself before the second performance.
He's heard the pub singers coming in, and he doesn't want to cramp his style.
want to have him let him have his own spotlight.
It's
Exactly.
a really big spotlight. It has to be a really big spotlight.
Casts quite a big shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Ameen has left the building. Well, thank you. Lovely to have Tom. So, thank you very much for that, Tom. We get on with the rest of the show now.
Yes.
Someone's playing something in the back. Is that your kazoo again?
No, not my kazoo.
Sounds like bagpipes to me.
Who
Are you
knows?
listening to The Voice again?
No, I think I'm going to play this jingle.
A view of the news with Disafterdark.
So we're not doing many pieces of news, but has anyone got at least one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we recorded.
Yeah.
So
Maybe lots of stuff has happened.
well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, our prediction of Universal taking over Disney or vice versa hasn't happened. So that time travelling prediction was wrong.
Oh well.
But in the time between recording our last show and the time recording this show, I managed to find. Well, my wife managed to find time to have another child.
He did indeed. Yeah.
So it wasn't a surprise because I obviously announced the news on here. But yes, 4 weeks ago now we had a lovely, healthy boy named Lincoln. Now I know what you're all thinking. What is the Disney connection? Because we had Alice, which is obviously Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
But what is the Disney connection with Lincoln? I hear you say.
Oh,
Abraham Lincoln.
are we allowed to guess first, or are you just going to tell us?
No, you're not allowed to guess
okay.
purely because you'll
think it'd be rude.
barking up the wrong tree because there is absolutely no connection whatsoever. We decided on the name and then thought, well, there must be something related to Disney about this. And there honestly isn't.
The Walking Dead is a production of ABC, and the lead character is played by Andrew Lincoln.
Actually, The Walking Dead is actually made by AMC.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah.
But one of the first animatronic figures that Walt Disney ever produced was Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, yes. Literally, that is the only one. Could you believe in not any of the 56, I believe, Disney films and the Pixar films as well that have been made so far, not a single one of them has a character named in the credits Lincoln. Not even a surname or a first name. Amazing.
In amongst all the places they were looking to build a Euro Disney many years ago, there was Paris, Spain, Madrid, and Lincoln.
You got confused with Trotters Independent Traders, but nice try. So there is no Disney connection. We just both like the name, so that was it. So unfortunately, he's going to have to grow up knowing that there's no Disney connection, and yet his sister got one.
Probably not such a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get over it. So I did want to say that. So that's out there. But what I was referring to earlier on about Lego news, and if I have said this before, I apologise, but for some reason in January they're releasing the first set of Frozen Lego, which is part of the Disney Princess, Disney Friends
It's
line.
Disney Friends, so,
Yeah.
full well I'm going to
Yeah,
end up with
because
that.
I'm going to have to buy it.
Yeah.
Not for me,
No.
but for my currently 18-month-old obsessed with Olaf daughter.
Okay, fair enough. It's not a problem because I'm going to be buying it as well.
I think the problem is, I think a lot of people are going to be buying it because Lego is popular and Frozen is even more popular at the moment.
Frozen isn't just even more popular. For the first time in 11 years, Frozen or other merchandise has overtaken Barbie as the #1 girls' toy.
It is everywhere, isn't it?
She's had top spot for 11 years, apparently. But this year, Frozen merchandise is outselling her for Christmas.
You could say it's the first time in forever, because 11 years does feel like that.
It is. I'm trying to avoid telling you to let it go now.
Hey!
But I can't.
Love is an open door. Blew it.
I don't know how you fit that one in though.
No, you just
Stop
don't.
now.
It's just rubbish. It's a phenomenon. It's an absolute juggernaut. I just saw the in the UK. I'm not sure if this will make it across the pond or not, but in the UK, they've announced for Christmas there's a documentary that's going to be on about how Frozen has become as popular as it has.
And it's just a giant juggernaut.
Yeah, but they're actually spending primetime TV discussing this on Channel 4. So this is quite a big deal. They're making a big thing about it. But I mean, I can't think of any Disney film in my lifetime, all 31 years of it, where it has had the staying power of Frozen. Even Cars, where you could buy the merchandise. Since the first Cars come out, you've always been able to buy toy cars from the film.
Yeah.
Constantly, every year, they're just releasing more and more. But this is the first Disney film where it just feels like it hasn't gone away. It's being re-released for Christmas at the cinema. They're doing screenings, or they've done screenings at the Royal Albert Hall.
There's a mobile cinema that's coming to our small Sussex village, which incidentally looks like the UK pavilion of Epcot and is about the same size. And it's coming to our village hall for the sing-along version.
Well, is that the one that's designed by Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen? Sorry, got some bad news for you there.
That's the other Paul Diamond.
So there's a piece of news.
But it's crazy. I mean, the last time I went into a Disney store in Oxford Street, it's almost 3/4 Frozen, where they finally got up with demand of people wanting to buy stuff and it being there. But it's crazy, and that's the thing. Like, even my 18-month-old daughter is obsessed with not the film; she doesn't get the film, but the songs.
Yeah.
Every day we have to have "Let It Go" and "In Summer," the Olaf song, on YouTube on the TV, and she dances around to it. She loves it.
Fair enough.
So it's
made
crazy.
that a Christmas TV ad, haven't they?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, and in the UK, and I'm not sure if this is the same in America, but we've got at least 3 companies that have got Frozen-based TV adverts for Christmas.
Yeah. Smith's Toys.
Yeah. Vodafone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sky have actually nicked some of the animation.
Yeah.
Trying to make people in. Although that advert does also feature the Muppets.
Yeah.
As well, which is quite cool.
And then a couple of months will feature Series 5 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I still can't get into that.
I know, I'm waiting for the next one.
I can't.
So yeah,
it's not my thing. But yeah, so Frozen Lego's on its way, and it's missing Christmas, so that's great. Really good planning there, Lego.
Yeah, you've
missing the Christmas market.
Obviously, it's either proper planning because they realise they can't manufacture enough in time for Christmas, so they're not going to bother. And that way they don't suffer from we didn't have enough stock, or they're just going to go, well, we normally sell out all the stuff over Christmas anyway, so we're just going to make more money in January and February now.
But on that note, for anyone that's after things for their kids for Christmas, and this is very age dependent, but because of the age of my children, it's appropriate to me, so I've got to pass that information out there. They do a range of Fisher-Price toys called Little People.
Yeah.
Now, they're a little bit like Weebles, except they don't wobble, and they probably
just
would
fall
fall
over.
down.
Yeah.
They stand up, but if you push them, they will fall down. But they've done for the last couple of years a range of Disney ones.
Right.
So little cute versions of Disney characters.
Yeah. Short, fat Snow Whites. And...
Exactly. We've got a Cruella de Vil and Car and stuff. They've done a lot of characters you wouldn't expect, and a lot of characters that you would do. And it's exclusive to the retailer Argos in the UK, although I understand it's available in Toys R Us and Target and Walmart in America. They've done a playset called Day at Disney Park. Really? And it's like a very small Magic Kingdom. Awesome. To the point where it's got the front of the castle. It's got a very small bit, which is it's a small world section with a boat that comes out, a Dumbo flying elephant, and a Casey Jr. train. And at the end of the night, you press the button and there's a fireworks show that lights up on the top of the castle. And it comes with a little Mickey Mouse and a little boy dressed in a Mickey Mouse hat.
It's excellent.
And it's going to be for Alice because she's having that. And well, of course, we don't get all the cool stuff, but in America they've extended that range. So they've got a old-fashioned trolley car, like the ones you get on Main Street.
Yeah.
They've got a popcorn kiosk that you get in the parks that comes with a Donald Duck. And there's an Alice in Wonderland one, so we're getting that as well. So. But it's all themed to what you'd see at Disneyland. So
I can see
really cool.
I can see Paul Dolan's daughters getting really confused at the presents of shit.
But look, I know it says 18 months plus, but just pretend it says 18 years plus.
You're right. It says 18 plus. It doesn't say 18 to 36 months. So
18 to I thought it said 18 to 36 years. Oh.
Actually, just shows you the generation gap. I think we've still got somewhere up in the attic Disney Polly Pocket Cinderella's Castle.
Mate, they go for money, you know.
Yeah, we've got the whole thing. I think we've got the little Peter Pan ride, the little pirate ships, and the little Dumbo that goes around and up and down. And Cinderella's coach. We got all that.
That's awesome. I didn't even know they existed until a few months ago because, again, and this is something that, if you don't have kids already, you'll soon discover that when you have kids, you're always trying to find something really cool for them. I was looking for Alice in Wonderland stuff, and this Polly Pocket set came up, and I was like, what the hell's this? Because, to be honest, when it came out, I was the wrong gender to be interested in Polly Pockets. But they did a lot of very cool Disney sets.
Yeah.
And some of them go for a pretty penny. So there's as they'd say, the college fund right there in the loft.
Or next year's Florida holiday.
Next year's Florida holiday.
Oh dear.
Anyways, that's all my news.
Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
Yeah, my news was the Barbie thing.
That's massive, though. I still think it's massive news.
Yeah, something else has got to have happened since we last recorded, but we weren't going to do too much news. But
yeah, so you see they're bringing up these new, I forget what they call them now, but as well as the glow in the show ears, there's like magic wands, and they got a whole range of products that are gonna light up and glow and flash in time to things like Fantasmic. Now, I've got to have a little bit of a soapbox here. Because when we went to Fantasmic this year, it was great and we had a great time, but they're selling all these flashing lightsabers and all sorts of things, but particularly the lightsabers, which are about 3 feet long. Yeah. And if you've got like 4 excited kids sitting right in front of you in front of Fantasmic with these things going off, right, and waving them right in front of your face, it's not great. It doesn't really enhance the experience, I gotta say.
No, I can understand that.
It's second only in hatred to people with their iPads filming it.
Yeah.
I that annoys me actually. Actually, saying that about the the light up stuff for the shows and that, I had just actually bought some things from a Disney store for a friend of mine in America. And when I was putting the order together, I thought, I wonder if there's anything else I want to throw on the order myself. So, and again, bearing in mind, 31 years old, I bought myself an R2-D2 that you press it's got like a little button on the side, and it's got these arms that fling out that light up. You know the things that spin around you get in the parks? Yeah. It's an R2-D2, one of those basically.
All right.
But as he does it, he goes, woo! And another R2, because that was a really crappy Essex version of R2-D2. So the one that I bought actually sounds like R2-D2 and not the crappy version that I sound like. But yeah, and I know I'm 31 years old, but I've already, defended that decision by saying to the wife, yeah, no, I'm just buying it now so that Lincoln can have it when he's older. Which I imagine is going to be a lot of what happens next December with all the new Star Wars stuff that comes out for the new film.
Well, why not? I treated myself from thinkgeek.com to a Bluetooth speaker shaped like a Death Star.
Oh, there is some good stuff on that place. And if they want to sponsor us, of course, they can do by going to our website.
Which we'll go to in a minute, because we're not approaching the end yet.
No, that's what I didn't want to jump the gun. But actually, I suppose that's quite a good segue. Not Think Geek, but Star Wars, because we are mere, at this point in time, days away from the launch of the new Star Wars trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Aren't we? And there is one going about on the internet at the moment, which stars Rick Astley. That's not the real one. If you're watching that, you've just been rickrolled. That's not the official trailer.
At no point does any Jedi think he's never going to give you up and never going to let you down.
Turn around, or he may desert you, because, Tatooine is pretty much like that. But the other stuff he definitely won't do. But, I mean, I don't know if your memories were of The Phantom Menace, but I remember when that film was coming out and how excited I was with my 56k modem, desperately waiting for that trailer to hit the net so I could see it. And I didn't realise, I was reading an article about it today, because obviously the anticipation's getting to fever pitch with the news. It's definitely coming out this week. That when they released the first trailer for The Phantom Menace in America, it was being shown with 3 films. And what people were doing was buying tickets to go and see these films, watching the trailer, and then getting the hell out of Dodge.
I wonder what
apparently Star Wars fans weren't really interested in seeing Meet Joe Black.
All right, fair enough.
So you can kind of understand it. But yeah, I mean, I do remember how excited I was to see that first trailer and seeing it for the first time, and the joy of seeing a double-ended lightsaber.
And thinking how hard Darth Maul must actually be.
Exactly.
And
then
the
crushing disappointment.
The crushing disappointment that he doesn't last as long as Boba Fett ever did.
No, absolutely amazing.
But it was a good fight.
It just shame it ended so quickly. But yeah, you're right there. I mean, I think that's the main concern. I was very excited for that trailer, saw it and loved it, and couldn't wait for the film. And I remember going to my local cinema, first screening. As soon as the doors opened, I was there, had my tickets booked weeks in advance. And the kind of, even at the age of 16, the crushing disappointment knowing that didn't live up to expectation that we all had as we walked out of the building. But do you remember when that trailer came out and how you were about it?
Yeah, because it didn't really give away anything about Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, you know what? I watched it again today, and he's in it about 4 or 5 times. But because you don't hear him speak, you just assume it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And in the film he speaks, and you realise it's not going to be all right.
Oh dear, oh dear.
No.
You're right.
So when are they estimating it? So, and it's Christmas 2015, isn't it?
It's I believe it's the 18th of December 2015. That's it. I don't even know if it's being filmed in 3D. I'm guessing they would do. I'm guessing they would do, but I don't know. I mean, we'll find out Friday, because as soon as that trailer comes out, it will say sit in IMAX and IMAX 3D, and I believe they have done a few scenes in IMAX, which kind of keeps up to the tradition of what they've been doing, because Guardians of the Galaxy apparently had a couple of scenes in IMAX, and the Avengers as well. So it would keep up with that. But yeah, I think we'll know more. I think we'll know more Friday. But that's not the only big trailer to come out this week. Has anyone seen the trailer for Jurassic World?
I've avoided that one successfully. But
you know what? It's not. I wouldn't say you need to avoid it.
No,
really. I think it looks all right. I mean, for one thing, it's got Star-Lord in it.
All right, fair enough.
Now, have we all seen Guardians of the Galaxy yet, by the way?
No.
No? Okay. When you see Guardians of the Galaxy, you'll realise that Chris Pratt is the man for anything. And he's the main character in Jurassic World, so already it can't be that bad. But it looks fine. It looks good. It looks quite interesting. And again, they show you a lot without showing you too much. But there is a bit where it's obviously, I wouldn't say taking a dig at, but is homaging Shamu at SeaWorld.
Oh, fair enough.
So that was quite entertaining if you're a theme park fan. But yeah, no, it actually looks all right. It actually looks all right.
So we've got a trailer coming out for a film that's not released until December 25th, December 2015.
Yep.
And yet Bond 24 is due for release October 2015, and heard nothing about it.
You've not heard anything about it?
Well, no idea of when a trailer will be released for it.
Well, I haven't started filming it yet.
Yeah.
But they've announced who the villain's going to be.
Have they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
We can talk about it on this podcast. It's our podcast, so who's going to tell us not to?
We can indeed.
Yeah. Christoph Wentz.
Really?
Yeah. Of Inglourious Basterds and Django Unchained, and of course everyone's favourite superhero film, The Green Hornet. Hey, he was good in it.
Yeah.
And there's a few good things in that film. But yeah, so he's going to be the bad guy, but he's going to be a classic bad guy.
What, you mean he's going to shave his head and sit in a chair that spins round and have a white Persian cat?
You might be correct. The strong rumour is he's going to be playing Blofeld.
Oh, for the win.
I mean, I don't know if they'll shave him bald. I don't know if it will have Mr. Bigglesworth or whatever his version was called. But yeah, it looks like that's who he's going to be. Yeah. So I mean, I've never read the book, so I don't know if how Blofeld was in the films was how he was described in the books. Not that I give a crap about that anyway. No. They'll just do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's a great actor. So it's gonna be good, surely. And
a fancy dress party once, dressed as Blofeld, complete with cream suit with a little kind of priest collar, and cat and bald leg and scarred on the face. It was a James Bond themed surprise birthday party.
Excellent.
And it was great fun. Just walking about, stroking my cat, saying, "I'm Mr. Bond."
I've got a friend of ours is largish birthday is coming up, and she's having a fancy dress party with the theme of the letter S. Now, I was thinking of going as Slash and sticking on a big curly wig and taking one of my guitars with me, but I'm now thinking I should go as Scaramanga and just wear a normal shirt and trousers from the 70s and just have a stick-on nipple underneath the shirt if anyone asks.
Everyone loves an extra nubbin. So you know what? They said that expression, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
And it's because of what Mr. Donut said about who he dressed up as. It must have been about 15 years ago, I bought a cuddly Mr. Bigglesworth cat from Austin Powers. Right?
How was that possibly cuddly?
Well, because it was made of cuddly stuff.
It was a stuffed plush.
It just had no hair.
Yeah.
But it was very soft. And I bought it in clearance when they were getting rid of the Austin Powers stuff and whatnot. And I was getting rid of stuff a few years ago, and my ex-girlfriend, now wife, said to me, "You have to get rid of it. Like, it's an ugly thing. Just get rid of it." And I bought it with the intent and purpose that one day I would go to a party as Dr. Evil and it would all be funny. So she said, "Just chuck it away." And I said, "No, like, I'll stick it on eBay, and there must be some money for it." And she said, "You won't sell that for a £5." I was like, "Well, we'll see." I stuck it on for like 99p. I sold it for £54. So someone must have been really desperate to finish off their fancy dress costume. But that just proves the point.
Yeah.
She said it wouldn't even get a £5. Amazing.
So before we leave the subject of movies, one piece of news that came out this week is Disney and Turner Classic Movies have signed a deal to rejuvenate the Great Movie Ride.
Well, I heard this. I didn't see the full story. So is that official? That is going to happen?
Yeah, that's right. So it sounds like we're gonna have they're gonna really do the beginning and the end. They're not gonna remodel any of the scenes, unfortunately. But the pre-show and the post-show, the movie clips at the end, they're gonna be redone. And then I think they're gonna have some movie posters, digital movie posters in the queue area as well. So, what do you think of that?
Well, they're not going to change anything else.
Not at the minute. No, they're not going to change any of the actual scenes in the movie ride. Only the show at the end and the little pre-show at the beginning.
Now, I mean, we're going to have listeners that are going to pull us up on what I'm about to say, and that's fine because I'm open to say I'm an idiot. Yeah, pretty much. But from what I understand, the scenes have been the same since it first opened in '89. Yeah. Now, we're getting rid of Indiana Jones because it's old hat, and we've all seen it, done it, been there, worn a t-shirt or the Hawaiian shirt,
or the Reeboks in Cairo.
Yep. Star Tours was recently revamped for Star Tours 2 because that had kind of run its course and served its purpose, and they need to update that. And they're both things that were there from when it opened. So you're talking 25, 26 years ago now. It would make sense if they were going to do something to that ride, they would make more than just changes at the front and back. I wouldn't expect a complete overhaul, but I would be a little bit disappointed if the only things that change are the pre and post show.
Yeah, I think a lot of that ride depends on your definition of how you're using the word great. If great as in incredibly good, great movies, classics of history, then where's the Citizen Kane and the Fritz Lang's Metropolis?
Oh wow!
But if it's great as in, I don't know, movies that are old, then yeah, they've got the right selection of movies. They don't need to add any new ones or take them away. I don't know. I think it depends on the definition. I mean, what movie would you like to see there without going Universal?
I would like to... You know what?
Free Willy.
Rocky. Why not have like a little bit of Rocky in there?
Yeah. Not just
That's
the bit.
Quite an iconic role.
Not just the bit at the end when he's running up the stairs and then that goes on to another scene.
Punching the carcass.
Yeah, in that triptych scene at the end. So
yeah. You could do that. I mean, and you know what? The scary thing is, we watched. I watched for the first time ever a few days ago. Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Never watched.
First time ever.
Yeah. Now, married to someone who is obsessed with John Travolta. That was almost divorce proceedings, which is why I had to watch it. And it's good. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Perfectly good film, definitely of its time. And then you think that film's almost 40 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, I just said Rocky, but that's like over 30 years old. That's almost 40 years old.
Well, I think this makes another show. What do we make the Great Movie Ride?
Right, that's it. Next show. So if anyone can remember, in 7 weeks' time, when we record a new show, that's going to be our topic.
You keep rubbing it in. We'll pick up again where we left off.
Yeah, we're back in the groove again.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think any sod that listens to us has actually noticed.
We do.
There's been no new content. Our old shows must be really good.
Yeah, it should have
just go back listening to them.
released the first series.
Special
Make it
director's
like,
commentary edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think, Paul, I think that's a great idea, and I think we'll start there. The only two other bits of news that I think we do need to mention, because they have been pretty big. One I'm going to gloss over quite quickly, and you'll see why in a minute. The Mad Tea Party at Disneyland is ending, or has ended now, and something else is likely to replace it in May, which it could be coming back or it could not be. There's been a lot of uproar about it closing, a lot of people upset. I don't care, because where are you when they close Electronica? Nowhere. Therefore, don't care.
We've discussed gambling earlier, but if I was a gambling man, I would put money on a Frozen party.
Someone thought they'd heard a rumour that they were going to do something to Guardians of the Galaxy. I really don't get how that would work, personally, but
Bit of a 70s,
whatever.
Bit of a 70s soundtrack to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Frozen would be the obvious one, but this is supposed to be something aimed more at adults.
Yeah,
And adults do love Frozen as well. I like Frozen, but I don't know if... I don't know. Be interesting. So, you know, the jury's out on that one, but bring back Electronica. So that's happened. But also, and just this weekend, actually, Don, has anyone seen the new queue for Peter Pan's Flight?
Nope.
Yeah.
They've redone it.
Yeah.
Is it all interactive now?
Not so much interactive as such, but you actually go into the nursery.
Okay. Are we talking Florida or Paris?
Florida.
Because I know Paris was under refurb for a bit as well.
Yeah, not yet. But I think they're doing this as like a dummy run. Because for whatever reason, I mean, I think it will be the ride that will outlive all other rides. It's never quiet, no matter what park you're at.
No.
Where you are in the world, it's never quiet. It's always got people on it.
Yeah, even when it's a small world, it's empty.
Yeah.
As a classic.
Yeah. You know, I think it's one of those ones that's, you know, even Shanghai is having their own version of it because it's that popular. So, so I think the aim was to do a more interactive queue like they've been doing with Haunted Mansion and Snow White and Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that. But yeah, I saw some pictures and it looks pretty cool. So, Florida friends, go and check it out and let us know.
Yeah, anyone who wants to come on and tell us about it, feel free. Please do, let us know.
And if you do, of course, want to get in touch with us, they can visit us our lovely sparkly website at www.disafterdark.com, or they can email us at podcast@disafterdark.com.
Or they can tweet us at Disafterdark, or find us on facebook.com/Disafterdark, and also on nicechat.com.
And YouTube under Disafterdark Podcast, where I'm slowly but surely still updating vacation and holiday videos. Instagram, Pinterest, blah 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 blah, etc.
B24, TuneIn Radio.
Yeah, we're still there.
Still there.
Yeah. The other one that you
Just
can
pick your poison. Give us a listen.
Give us a listen to, and drop us a line. Let us know how you do.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us again, Tom. And thank you guys, and we will see you hopefully in about 2 weeks' time.
Or sooner.
You never know. If we actually get round to doing it again, back and forth. Yes, thank you. I hit this button now.
Bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
Growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Disafterdark, the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Basically.